Bienvenidos a todos, 5:30 en punto. Muchas gracias por conectarse. Si alguien tiene algún problema con el sonido, con la imagen, pues me avisa por el chat o si no son tímidos, quitan el mute. Hoy tenemos un invitado muy especial, Will. Esta sesión pues va a ser en inglés. Ahorita nos trasladamos de idioma, pero vamos a empezar un poquito en español. Les agradecemos, ya tenemos 20 personas. Gracias a todos pues por participar. Esta sesión de cómo presentar en Zoom viene pues de una serie de webinars que hemos venido haciendo. Y pues ahorita que nos trasladamos todos a mundo virtual, creo que Zoom, Hangouts, Teams es como nuestro nuevo lugar de trabajo y muchos no tenemos como las mejores prácticas de cómo manejar, digamos, una videoconferencia, una reunión virtual. Y aprovechando también, pues, para que conozcan a Will desde Canadá y pues para que aprovechen y se inscriban a nuestro curso de presentaciones que empieza el 19 y el 21 de agosto. Hola Todd, ahí veo que está Todd, veo que está Felipe, algunos de nuestros instructores, me encanta que estén acá. Y pues ahora sí vamos a cambiar un poquito. So thank you so much, Will, to be with us today. Hi, Todd. Hi, Ulrich. I mean, if you want to start like presenting yourself, welcome to Colombia. I know you're in Canada, but first let us know who are you and what is going to be this session, which I'm super excited to hear about it.
Absolutely. Sorry, we have an echo going on here. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, there we go now. Yes, hello everybody, and thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be doing this. I've been to Colombia once, and I was able to visit with Daniela there, and it's one of my favorite countries that I've ever been to. So I'm very excited to be able to connect with you all, and I will explain a bit about who I am, and then talk about what we're going to do today, which is basically how can you present in English, on Zoom, and then beyond. So all of the skills I'm going to talk about today are good speaking skills in general, not just for presentations, not just for Zoom, but with anybody that you're talking to, whenever you want to connect with another human being, to persuade, to excite, to inform, all of these things that we want to do when we're speaking, these tips will help you to do that. So I'm going to explain a bit about who I am, where I come from, how I got into this work, and then a bit about what my company does, and then the structure of what we're going to get into today.
Okay, that sounds amazing. And just if everybody wants to join like the conversation, I'm gonna be reading the chat, or just don't be shy and we want to know you also, so you can turn your cameras on and take your microphone or whatever. So we're happy to see each other and to speak a little bit with you.
Yes, if everybody can turn on their cameras, it would actually be very helpful, especially when we're going to do a bit of audience interaction stuff. So the best thing you can do is turn on your cameras, because that is also good Zoom etiquette in general. So what I'm going to ask everybody to do, if you can, if you feel comfortable, please turn on your cameras now, although it's not an absolute necessity. But thank you very much. So let me know if everybody is seeing my screen, Daniela.
Yeah, perfect.
Great. So today, as I said, we're talking about presenting in English on Zoom and beyond. So as I say, this is for all types of speaking. This will help you. But I wanted today to make it very focused on, as Daniela talked about, the new world. How are we supposed to navigate all these Zoom calls, all these Google Hangouts and Meets and Teams, and there's a little bit of that stuff, but what I teach is good speaking skills, and I especially teach good speaking skills in English, and I'll explain a bit more about where that comes from. So about me and my journey to Out Loud, I started as a child actor. So I was in movies from a very young age. I was 7 years old here when I did my first movie. My father was an actor and my sister was an actress. So I fell into the business. And then I kept acting. That's me there in a TV show, a famous Canadian TV show. I acted very frequently, consistently from about age 7 until I graduated high school. And then I thought, okay, I will be an actor. That is my career path. That's what I'm going to do. So I went to theater school. This was when I was about 19 years old. I got into National Theater School of Canada, and I thought, okay, this is the start of my career. The problem was I hated it. I hated the way they taught us because it was very strict. Do this, shut up, don't ask questions, you know, this is what we tell you to do, and this is what you have to do. Don't be yourself, be what we want you to be. And I really didn't like it. And there was a big problem between me and the staff and many of my classmates as well. So I quit and I went to Spain. I went to Leon in Spain, and this is where I lived for about a year, and I lived in Madrid before that, and I said, I just want to travel and I want to see some of the world. So I learned Spanish in Spain, and I became an English teacher. And I thought, oh, I actually really like this. Originally, I wanted to pay for my travels and just get a job, but I realized I really love teaching English. And then after that, I took my skills to China. And I went to Hangzhou in China and started a school in China to teach children and adults business English and just normal English skills. And when I came back to Canada after Spain and China, I started this company, Out Loud Speaker School. What we do is we teach powerful communication skills. We help executives, we help entrepreneurs, we help teams tell powerful stories. And we've worked all over the world, in Canada, in the United States, in Mexico, in China. We've coached over 1,500 entrepreneurs and individuals, worked with many organizations like Google and Walmart and universities and entrepreneurs organizations. And we've helped them raise millions of dollars in investments. So that's some of our credentials. But really what we do is help with storytelling. And this is our structure. There are 5 steps to being a really good speaker. So if you start, you don't know anything about it, you do 5 steps, and then you will climb the mountain and get to a point where you feel confident. You can make a good impression on people. You can influence your team. You can make sales. You can attract talent. You can find partnerships in your marketplace, and you can make good video content, which especially right now is super important. Zoom, video content, webinars, all these things, that's all we have right now. So before it was face-to-face or you travel around, I was going to United States several times a year, giving talks and going around. It's all virtual now. We have to communicate between this weird wall of technology. So there's 5 steps that you need to know if you want to go from, what do I do, to I'm very good at speaking and I can always make the impression on my audience that I want. The steps are awareness. What is the science of communication? What is the psychology of communication? How can I know my audience? How can I know myself? And all of these thoughts, becoming aware of that. Step 2 is articulation, which is about story, and then advanced performance techniques like an actor, which is we are actors teaching public speaking skills. And then step 3 is action. Do it. Make a video, do a webinar, make some content, have the meetings, measure yourself, get better, improvement, improvement, improvement. And we're just going to talk about those 3 steps today, and I'll explain a bit more about each of them. And by the end, you'll have some really good tools for becoming a better speaker on Zoom. Also, I'm going to get a couple volunteers to give me their pitch, their elevator pitch. So tell me who you are, what you do, and what kind of speaking you have to do for work. And then I will coach you and give you some feedback. How are you using your hands and your face and your body and your voice? And how can you get better? How can you be louder? How can you connect more with your audience over the webcam? And that will be the focus of today. So I'll give a very brief presentation, not too brief, but hopefully brief enough. And then we'll get into some coaching. So we have to acknowledge the new reality. This is life now. It's all on Zoom. It's all on video. So this is the new normal, and this is what I'm teaching today. But step 1 is awareness. And awareness is what they told us at theater school is go to a park bench and watch people. What are people doing when they walk around the streets? What are they doing with their eyebrows or their shoulders or their hands? If they're talking on the phone, how can you tell how they feel about the other person? Are they happy? Are they angry? Are they sad? And what is it in their voice and their body language and their face that tells you this information? Beyond the words that they're using, how can you tell what people are and how they act? It's very important to start to understand and become interested in people, human beings, because we all come from the same tribe. We used to live in these small groups of people tens of thousands of years ago, and we had to know, who is my friend? Who's my enemy? Who is my wife or my husband? Who is somebody I can tell some secrets to? Who is somebody is dangerous? We had to navigate these social interactions, and we got very good at understanding people's body language and face, but we don't have a vocabulary for it. We don't study this stuff, and we don't learn it in school, which is where my company comes in. I want to teach you guys to understand this stuff. So here's a great way to understand this. This is how you can start to look at your habits of speaking. I call these the speech settings. We have volume on the left side of the screen. Volume is how loud you are or how soft you are, right? If you're at a 10 for volume, it's maybe too loud. But if you're at a 0, it's down here. It's like one of those ASMR videos. So you start to become aware. Am I a loud talker? Am I a quiet talker? And what is my number? And can I change it? All of these you need to be able to change. But first, you have to become aware of them. Number 2 is pace. Are you talking really fast and maybe you're talking too fast and nobody can understand you? Or are you talking very slowly and it's boring, right? So maybe some of them are good, some of them are bad, but we must be aware first and say, where am I? And also what language you speak can change how fast your pace is, right? Daniela, would you say that Spanish is kind of a fast language, maybe?
Yeah, at least when I'm speaking it, yeah.
Yes, and especially in Spain, right? The madrileños, the way they speak Spanish is like very, very quick.
Yeah, it's
And
difficult.
so when people from Spain speak English, they go, hello, my name is Will and I want to talk to you. And they're speaking at the pace of their own language, but they're speaking in English. And the pace that they are used to, their habits, is too fast for English. So it's important, especially in your second or third language, to be very aware of what you are doing in English. You cannot speak English in the way that you speak Spanish. You must change some of the things that you do. Same for pitch. Pitch is how high or how low you are. So some women tend to get stuck up here very high, and some men tend to get stuck down here way too low. And what does this communicate? Ulrich, if I speak up here, if I speak very high, what kind of person do you think I am?
You're on mute.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
I think that you would be like a very agitated, sort of very energetic person.
Yeah, so energetic is maybe good, but agitated is not so good, right? Also, maybe I sound a little childish like this with the high pitch, right? Maybe this makes me sound like a kid. It's maybe interesting and exciting, but it's not what I want to sound like. But of course, if I'm down here, low pitch, maybe a 1 or a 2, then maybe I sound confident, maybe I sound authoritative, but it's boring, right? Nobody wants to listen to this for 1 hour. So we have to change. That's what makes it interesting, is you need to change your speech settings depending on the moment. Clarity, next one. If you are speaking at a 10 for clarity, it is up here. But if it's at a 0, I can't understand what I was thinking about. This is a big, big problem. Clarity is what I want all of you to pay attention to, because for many speakers of English learners, they don't think about clarity. They don't think they have to over pronounce the words, because you get into habits. Maybe you're very good at English and nobody corrects your grammar, but it can become hard to hear. And then we have inflection, which is the up and down of your voice. And then we have physical expressiveness, which is using this little camera we have to show all the kind of excitement that you want to give in your talk. You know, you can use your hands, you can use your body language, you can change your positions, right? And then facial expressiveness is the same thing. Are your eyebrows connected? Is your mouth moving? Are you showing in your eyes the way that you feel? So we want to start to pay attention to all of these. The last one is groundedness, which we won't worry about today, but I want to just set out that there's many ways of looking at your speaking and paying attention to them, thinking, where am I? Am I loud, soft? Am I fast, slow, high pitch, low pitch, right? And where do I sit and can I change it, right? That's what I want you to start to think about. And this one is a very specific thing, but this one is I call daily jargon fatigue. So everybody has something which is their daily jargon. It's the words we say every day. Your name, your company, your job title, any acronyms that you use, B2B, you know, P4P, whatever it is. Anything, phrases that your company uses or words that your company always uses. Daniela, do you have words like this for the company that you guys say every day, all the time? Maybe
No.
presentation? No. Yes, you
Oh,
do.
yeah,
I
the
know you do.
presentation. Yeah, my presentation.
Presentation.
The
Perfect. Okay.
speech. Yeah.
Maybe you say the word presentation all the time. You say we have to give a presentation in the morning, then we have a presentation at lunch, and then we have 2 presentations. When you start saying presentation, presentation, presentation again and again, your mouth gets tired and lazy. So eventually you start saying presentation, presentation.
Okay.
Because our brain and our mouth gets bored of saying the same words all the time. Same is true of your name. How many people think that you say your name perfectly clearly every time you speak it? Wrong, wrong, wrong. I bet you all of you are going like this. Hi, my name is Daniel. Because you say every day, right? You always introduce yourself. Of course, it's natural, right? Our brains get bored. Maybe Daniela is one of the few exceptions. Maybe she's very conscious of this. Maybe she's aware, which is awareness is what we're talking about. I want you guys to be aware. What is your daily jargon? What are the words, especially in English, that you say every day, and emphasize them? Don't throw them away. Overemphasize them, because these are the words we need to hear. Your company, your acronyms, your all the words that you say a lot, that means they are important. So slow down and emphasize them. Awareness is about your audience too, right? Who's listening? What do they want? What do they care about? Are they high-level people or detailed, technical-oriented people? And we have a framework for this that I can teach you about a little later, but different people want different things. So it's just important to remember, who am I speaking with? What age are they? What country are they in? And also with Zoom, maybe they're sitting in their living room, right? Or maybe they're sitting on their couch and they're kind of doing this and they have a beer and they're really bored. Maybe some of you guys are doing that right now. So what's important to remember is you have to do a lot of work to give energy to your audience, because they are sitting at home. They've probably had 7 other Zoom calls today. They're bored of sitting here watching this computer. So give them energy like I'm doing right now. I'm trying to give you guys energy with the way I'm talking, because I know you guys, it's late for you, right? It's 5:30 p.m. In Bogota, right? 5:45.
Yeah.
You guys probably want a beer, or you probably want to have dinner. I mean, I'm so happy that you're here and I'm glad, but you're probably tired from a long work day, and it's Friday. It's a long work week, right? So I know I have to do my best to give you energy. And I want you guys to think, when you're presenting on Zoom, the level of energy that you think is enough is probably, you need to triple that, right? Triple the energy. Instead of saying, hi guys, nice to be here. You know, thanks for joining. Today, I'm going to talk about speech presentation.
So how was my presentation? Was with energy or was bored?
Yes, yeah. So if you lose that, if you do it like this, then everybody will just go, ugh, and fall asleep or not listen, or they'll play video games on their phone, or they'll play with their dog. They won't pay attention. You have to grab people's attention and hold it. That's what your responsibility is. And then there's also some cultural issues. There's a lot of research on this. I highly recommend this website. It's called the 6D Model of National Culture. And it's a way of understanding what different cultures have kind of as ideas. And it actually affects communication. There's 6, but I just want to share 3 today, which are power distance, individualism, and indulgence. So if you notice, the first 2, power distance and individualism, can somebody tell me what you notice for those 2? What's the difference between Colombia and United States? Are they the same or different?
United States is far more individualistic and
That's
less
right.
into power distance.
Yes.
Which I assume is something like hierarchies of castes within the workplace.
Exactly.
The way they call everybody doctor here. No importa que si tiene como doctorado, doctor es un término de respeto, ¿no?
Yes. So in Colombia, obviously it's higher, 67, which means power distance is hello, doctor, professor, teacher, mom, dad, police officer, all these roles of authority and respect. In Colombia, it's very important. United States, not as important, which means it's a little more equal. So in the United States, some of the bosses want to maybe be friends with their employees, and the parents want to be friends with their children. So it's a little more equal. And in terms of individualism, United States is 91. And individualism is basically, I am the most important. In Colombia, it's the country is important or the workplace is important. Maybe a little bit. It's what it seems to me from this data. Maybe you guys disagree, but in general, the feeling is the individual is important in the United States. So if your audience is in the United States, you need to be bigger and you need to take more space and you need to be more confident because they respect individualism. If they can see that you love yourself and have confidence in yourself, they will go, ooh, there's a good speaker. There's a confident speaker. So it's just interesting to know this. And I will give you guys a link to this website because there's tons of fascinating research. This is by a Dutch sociologist. He has lots of research. And you can actually type in any country and find out some of this stuff. And they explain it all. So it's very interesting. Unfortunately, we don't have time to go too far into it today. But just know that United States, they respect big, loud, emotional, confident speakers. Step 2 of our 5-step course is articulation. What to say and how to say it. So think about when you're designing a presentation or a pitch or a sales pitch, think about what do people care about? What moves people, right? I have 5 images here. I would love if somebody can come off mute and tell me what do they see here? Maybe Todd or Ulrich or Daniela.
Let them speak.
Or maybe, yes, if we have any, if I have any people on the Zoom call that would love to take a guess. Maybe Diana, I see Diana there.
I can see time.
Good. Yeah. What else?
Money.
Time and money. Let's stop there for the 2 ones. Time and money. So those are big ones, right? Most businesses that you see, they promise to save you either time or money. That's usually what they're selling, right? Can I have somebody else? I can't see the names right now, but can I have somebody else? Maybe Jaime. Jaime, would you like to tell me what else you see?
Sure. Health, family, and probably stress or well-being.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's stress and or well-being. So we have physical health, let's say emotional well-being, and family, or, you know, for some people it's community or tribe, what we say, right? It's what I call the big 5. The big 5 are the big 5 pain points or things that really make people pay attention. And my theory is, like, you know, if you tell a story about getting a lot of money, or if you tell a story about physical health, people will listen, right? They'll go, oh my God, what happened? You say, oh, my sister is sick. They go, oh my God, right? That's 2 points. That's family and physical health. Or if you go, oh my God, I was at the airport and we wasted 4 hours. People go, oh my God, that sucks, you know? And these are the kind of things that move people. But what I believe that underneath all of these is emotional well-being.
Kelly Rodriguez is writing time and money.
You think it's about time and money, Daniela?
No. In the chat, they're writing.
Oh, sorry. I'll go back to the 5. Time, money, health, tribe, which is family, you know, wife or husband or romance or community or, you know, friends as well. And then emotional well-being. Does everyone has that?
Yeah, she was just like, what she was seeing was time and money. It was like her intervention of the previous slide.
I see. Are we okay to move on, or does anyone have? Yeah. So this is emotional well-being, which I believe is under everything. What happens when you waste time? You get stressed. That's the problem. Because we don't care about wasting time if we're watching Netflix, right? If you're watching a good show on Netflix, you can spend 4 hours. Nobody cares because you're enjoying yourself. But if you waste 4 hours at the post office or the airport, you're furious. It's because your emotional well-being has been affected. Likewise, if you have a fight with your wife, it's not, the problem is that you feel bad, that she feels bad and then you feel bad, or if it's your husband, or if your kids aren't doing well in school. It's not a problem until you feel bad about it, right? If you have a fight with your wife, but then you guys make up, it doesn't matter, right? Because it's about emotional well-being. So if you guys can figure out how to speak to people's emotions, now you have a presentation. So if you're talking about a new product you have, what does it do for people that makes their emotional life better? Does it save them time and stress? Paint a picture for them, right? Or how do you tell a story about your customers? Our customers are these people and they have these problems and it's painful or it's frustrating or it's scary, right? Painting these emotions, the emotions that are underneath all the time and money talk, all the stuff about human beings' individual pain. If you can learn how to speak to that, then you can always give a good presentation, right? This is where people really start to pay attention, talking about emotional well-being. Now, practical things. What can you do practically to be better on Zoom? So after we've talked about some awareness stuff, we've talked about some emotional stuff, some storytelling. Now let's look at some practical action stuff. Here are the tools to be better at Zoom. Let's talk about Zoom hygiene. Can anybody guess what this means? Maybe Jimenez Pizarro, maybe you can tell us.
I will. No, I really don't know. I don't know.
That's okay.
What does it mean?
That's okay. Maybe Daniel, I'm just going to call some people, but if nobody knows, it's okay. Daniel, do you know? Danielle?
Daniel?
I'm seeing Danielle.
Yeah, hi, it's me. It's actually Juan. Daniel is my name, son. So what I think it's hygiene is good practices thing to do properly while using Zoom, right?
Exactly. And it's about the look and the sound and the feeling that you're giving other people, right? So let's talk about some practicals. Make sure you have a good background. Are there some books? Are there some plants? Do you have some art on the walls? Right now, I don't have my best setup, but I always try to make sure there's at least one or two of these three, right? Books, plants, art, maybe a clock. You know, putting your degree, frame degree is always good, but just something, you know, nice in the background. Sometimes people think they should be against a blank wall, but that actually looks weird. It looks like kind of like you've been kidnapped or you're, you know, in an underground bunker. It's strange. It doesn't actually look very nice. It doesn't look like you're in your home, which we are, and you should kind of show a nice home feeling, professional but homey. Good lighting. Do you have a ring light like this guy right here? This one is on the cheaper side. It's only $25 Canadian. I'm not sure how much that is in pesos, but it's $25 Canadian, which is very cheap for lighting, and you can actually get a decent setup, you know, for not too much money. But of course, now it's not working. Decent microphone. This microphone that I'm using right now is the Yeti, $80 Canadian, you know, a little bit of money, but it's an investment. I use it every day on all my Zoom calls. When I make video content for my company, I use it. When I want to have a phone call and I connect with the headphones, so it's good sound quality. If I do this real quick, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
How bad does this sound compared to before?
With a lot of echo.
Way worse, right? I come back now, way better. And just think, you can hear all the tones in my voice. You can hear the bass and the treble. It sounds cleaner and it sounds more like I'm in the room with you, right? Which is kind of what we're going for with Zoom. You want to make it feel as much like you're face to face as possible. Another thing is have your body centered in the frame. I'm just going to check to see if I'm doing it. Can I see myself? Where is me? Hello? I cannot see myself. That's okay. What you want to do is make sure that you are in the center of the frame. Daniela, am I in the center right now?
Yes.
Okay, good. And make sure your head is near the top of the screen. And I hope my head is near the top of the frame. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. And make sure the camera is at eye level. Why is this important that the camera can be at eye level? Can somebody tell me? Maybe David Tovar?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you tell me, why is it important that the camera is at my eye level? Why is this good? If I do this, is this bad?
Yeah.
Why is this better? What's so much better about this?
Yeah, I think is the focus on other people is better because you can took the contact, the visual contact with the
That's right.
With the participant. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly right. Right now, it looks like I am looking at you guys, right? It looks like we're making eye contact. And here's something better. All of us, we can't necessarily stop looking at our own image. So make sure you put your own image near the camera. Because before I had my image over here. Now I move it to the front of my screen. And now it looks like I'm looking at you. But of course, I'm only looking at my face because we all just want to look at our own face.
Yeah.
Yes, so very important to keep that eye contact, camera at eye level, and look at the camera. And another thing, just have a clean desk because it's easier to have all of your stuff, and it's just nice. It gives you a better feeling and will make you less anxious. And being less anxious, as we'll talk about in a second, is really good. So let's take a look at some of these examples, yeah? Look at this guy. This guy's a guy called Webinar Ninja. He has the books. You know, he has the plant there. It's kind of a pathetic plant, but that's okay. It's at least it's something green. And he's got some wall art, and he's using a microphone. And he's got a nice bright room, bright wall. That looks nice and bright and professional. This is a woman called Cultivite. She talks about how to have a nice Zoom setup. I'll send links to both of these websites because they give a lot of really great stuff on Zoom hygiene. But her camera, if you notice, it's at eye level. There's a ring light on top of there. There's some natural light as well. And the windows should be in front of you, not behind you. If the windows are behind you, we don't get as much of the light on your face. It actually comes in. And then she's using a decent microphone. Again, doesn't have to be too expensive, and a nice, clean, organized desk. Now, here's the bad one from another guy who gives great Zoom hygiene. This is his example of a bad Zoom. He's looking down at the camera. The light is behind him. He looks like it's very gray. We can't see his face. It's a bad angle. There's no books or plants or anything on the wall, so avoid this at all costs. And then another thing to do is film yourself and record yourself and watch it back. Who loves watching themselves on video? How many people love that? Yeah? Everyone loves watching themselves on video, right? David saying yes. I don't know. Most people, myself included, we hate watching ourselves on video. We hate hearing our own voice. It's just, it's agony. We're just like, oh, turn it off. But once you start to use some tools like this and you have some criteria to judge yourself, like the speech settings, these are why I love these so much, is because instead of saying, oh my God, my voice is annoying, just say, maybe my volume is at a 9 and I can just move it down to a 5. Instead of saying, oh, I'm a mumbler, I mumble and I speak too softly, just say, maybe my clarity is just at a 2 and I can just adjust it and bring it up to a 6. So instead of looking at yourself like, oh, I'm stupid, I'm ugly, I hate myself, you just look at yourself like a work in progress. Just go, oh, I can just adjust these things, or I can use some of the techniques that Will is showing me, or I can, emphasize my words, or I can be more energetic. And then you can start to judge yourself from a place of compassion, being kind to yourself and being critical, but in a nice way, basically. So I really, 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 really recommend that you make videos of yourself and then watch them back, right? That's very important for this stage of the game. Another thing, which is especially good for learners of English, read English out loud. That's why I call the company Out Loud, because this is where we do our best work, when we speak out loud. Walk around your living room with any English you can get your hands on, a pizza brochure, a Facebook article on your phone, a children's book. If you read to your kids in English, fantastic. If not, find a children's book in English. Harry Potter, doesn't matter. Any English that you can get your mouth around, and then read out loud. It's like going to the gym for your mouth muscles. Read the text and exaggerate it. So, hello, my name is Will. And you go through the sounds of English and really work on them. It's so good for your pronunciation, and it's good for your clarity. And when you do this for long enough, you start to know, oh, I can emphasize this word. This word is important. So when you're reading the book, you say, so Thomas looked at the fire truck. And then you go, oh, I can emphasize fire truck. That's the important word. This is like your gym for speaking English. Get yourself some English text and read it out loud. I can't recommend this enough. And the last thing I will say, and what I will do with all of you before we start getting some volunteers to give me your pitches and get some coaching, is a warm-up. Now, I'm going to ask somebody, why is warming up? Why do athletes warm up when they have a big game to play? Maybe Carolina, I can ask you, why do athletes warm up before a big basketball or soccer game?
Yeah, here I am. Sorry.
Hello.
Hi. So, well, just to be prepared for the presentation or the soccer game or whatever. So.
Yes, to be prepared. And literally, what are they preparing? They are preparing their minds and their bodies. And is it so they can have more fun, or is it so that they can do the best that they can possibly do, right? To optimize their performance. So that's what it's about. Athletes always warm up before a big game, and actors always warm up before a big performance. Every actor, I've been in many, many plays, some of the top American and Canadian actors, I've seen them all. They always warm up. That means they do things with their face and their body and their voice and their breath. And so what I'm gonna do is teach you guys a very quick warm up that you can do every time you have a big presentation or a big meeting or a big video that you have to make on Zoom to get your mind and your body ready for communication. Are you guys ready? Yay! I assume you all said yes, but you're on mute. Okay, good. So I'm going to ask you guys to stand up. Everybody stand up, and please turn on your camera so that I can see you and I know if you're doing it. There we go. Beautiful faces. Happy people. Oh, look at this. This is amazing. This is amazing. Okay, so first thing you do is find your feet on the ground and close your eyes. And just pay attention to your body. I don't know if any of you do meditation, but it's just, you know, it's like breathing and paying attention to your body is such a great way to start to calm down, especially if you feel nervous. So just pay attention to your body and your breath. How does my feet feel? Do I feel tired? Do I feel sore? Do I feel hot or cold? Just notice right now. This brings your mind into the present moment, which is so important for giving a good speech. Because if you're distracted and you're thinking about, oh, what am I going to eat for dinner? Or, oh my God, I forgot to email that person. Or, oh my God, my husband is mad at me. And oh my God, the kids are going to be late for their, you know, whatever. Then we're not thinking about how to give a good presentation. Good. Now, please put your hands on your belly. So right on your stomach and breathe. Sorry, actually do this. Put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And I want you to take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. Now, can somebody tell me which hand moves more, your belly hand or your chest hand? Maybe Todd, you can tell me? Or Daniela?
Kind of equal, but I think I was trying.
Yeah. Which hand do you think is more important to move more?
Belly?
Belly.
Belly. Your belly should move more because that is where our diaphragm is, and that's where we can get the most breath. Because if we breathe into the chest, we go like this. And it creates tension in the chest, tension in the neck, tension in the jaw. We don't want that. We want to breathe. If you look at my belly, we want to breathe into this. So we go. That is the kind of breath that's going to give you a calm, peaceful sense, but also give you the best breath for your voice, to have a rich, powerful voice. That's the breath you want. So let's do 3 belly breaths. We want to train our belly to breathe in and out. So we breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And we're going to breathe in and take the biggest breath you've taken all week, but don't get tense. So breathe in and breathe out. Good. And next, we're going to breathe in, and when we breathe out, we're going to make this sound. Everybody do that. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. You want to wake the voice up. Wake up all the powerful, rich voice that you want. So breathe in and go. Good. I'm going to ask a volunteer from the audience to do it, to unmute yourself. Maybe Kelly. Kelly Rodriguez, can you volunteer, please? Take yourself off mute and go, Can you do it?
Okay, I'll do it.
Thank you. Beautiful. You hear that? She's going from her high head voice and then she's going to her lower voice. This exercise, thank you, Kelly. This exercise, actually, Kelly, can I ask you to do one more? Take yourself off mute. Okay. And Kelly, just think about louder and longer. Can you try that? So start really high. and give yourself room to go down. So louder and longer. Can you do that, please?
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful. Very good. Everybody give her a round of applause. Yeah? It feels stupid and feels silly to do that in front of a group.
It does.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
But you notice she did a nice, beautiful breath at the beginning, and she started really high. She gave herself a place to go. Yeah? Very nice. So next, we're going to do an exercise called big face, small face. So big face looks like this. Everybody can sit down now. We get ready to stay seated. So if you want, you can sit back down, and we're going to do an exercise called big face, small face. Big face is you're at an airport and you see your best friend who lives across the world. So you go like that. Small face is you're 3 years old and your mom told you you can't have another cookie. So you go, like that. So we're going to go back and forth. You guys ready? Big face. Small face. 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 Big face. Hold it. Hold it. Small face. Good. Shake it out. Shake it out. I like to slap myself in the face sometimes. We just want to wake up all these facial muscles, right? So that we can have good eyebrows, good smiling, and look very excited on camera. Final thing we do, we're going to do some tongue twisters. First tongue twister. I'm going to say it and you guys repeat after me. Please take yourselves off mute if you would. Unique New York.
Unique New York.
New York.
Good. And now when we do these tongue twisters, remember, these are exercises. So you want to exaggerate, to strengthen your mouth muscles. So instead of saying unique New York, we want to work harder so that we engage. So unique New York.
Unique New York.
Good. I'll say it 3 times fast, then you guys 3 times fast. Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York.
Unique New York.
New York.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Next one. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. So,
Yellow leather.
yes, I'll do it again.
Red leather.
Sorry.
Yellow leather.
I'll do it and then I'll cue you guys. Red leather, yellow leather.
Red
leather, yellow leather.
Beautiful. Really exaggerate. Red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Good. I'll say 3 times fast, you 3 times fast. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
Fantastic. And finally, last one, we're going to say, how now, brown cow?
How now, brown cow?
This is to open up the jaw and open up the mouth and those big, beautiful vowel sounds. How now, brown cow?
How now, brown
Good. And we're going to get a little louder and a little more excited. How now, brown cow?
How now, brown cow?
And we're going to do one final one where we blow the roof off this place. How now, brown cow?
How
now, very good. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. That's it for the presentation. I'm sorry I went way over time, but I would love to get a couple volunteers. Maybe we can ask some questions first and then I'll get some volunteers. Daniela, so if we have any questions, I can answer them now.
No, they were asking like the website where you show the statistics, but I think they responded.
Yes, I'm going to show the statistics of the website. I'm going to provide some resources for Zoom Hygiene. I'm also going to put some resources for English text, videos to watch. I'll have a whole bunch of recommendations at the end that I will send to Daniela and she can distribute them. Does that sound good?
Yeah, perfect.
And if you have any specific question, maybe they can email me and just say, hey, what was that thing you mentioned, if I don't cover it as well.
Okay.
Yes. Any other questions, or should we start with some coaching?
You can start with the coaching. Or
okay, great.
I don't know if anybody has some questions.
If not, it's okay, Daniela. I can work with you for 15 minutes.
No. Don't worry. Just take it.
Who would like a chance to practice speaking and get some coaching from me? Arturo, Rodolfo, Andres, Clara, John, Sonia, Camila, Ella, Paolo.
Kelly.
I can do it. Yeah.
Who?
Kelly Rodriguez.
Okay, Kelly. Thank you. Everybody give her a round of applause. Yay, Kelly. Good. So Kelly, please take yourself off mute and just tell me who you are, where you're from, what you do, and your favorite thing in the world. Yeah?
Okay. Kelly Rodriguez, nice to meet you. I live in Colombia. My favorite thing in the world is to travel and meet new cultures. I work for TMF Group, a multinational company that provides outsourcing services. I am the commercial director for Colombia and the North Cone of Latam.
Beautiful. Very nice. Yeah. Everybody give her a round of applause. Very, very nice. Very clear. You notice that, and I think it's partly because of the warm up and the that I made you do. But yeah, your voice was so nice and so rich and full. And like I could hear almost every word, and it's really great, except we had one problem with daily jargon fatigue. You remember this? Daily jargon fatigue. It's the words you say too much. So what did you say? I'm the commercial director of a company that provides outdoor what?
Outsourcing services. Yes.
Outdoor what?
It's an outsourcing services. Yes.
I'm missing the second word. Outdoor something services.
Outsourcing services.
Outsourcing services. My fault. Sorry about that. Okay. So I had the part of the problem is this is something you say every day, right? I have a company that provides outsourcing services. You say this every day?
It's
so
something.
What I want you to do is when you say this, I want you to say it again, but slow down and emphasize. I work for a company that provides outsourcing services and really hit those words. Can you do that?
Yes, I could.
Yeah.
I work for a company that provides outsourcing services.
Beautiful. When you say it like that, we have two advantages. One is I can definitely hear and understand. The other is the way your voice sounds there tells me, oh, I should pay attention to that. I should remember that. That's what happens when we emphasize. My name is Kelly Rodriguez. When we emphasize like that, it means remember my name. My company is called what?
TMF Group.
TMF Group?
Correct, yes.
Good, and that's 3 letters, right? TMF?
Yes.
So that is an acronym. That is also a very bad daily jargon because we always make an acronym one word. TMF Group, TMF Group, TMF Group. Really show us the difference in between those letters and paint that. Imagine you're painting your company's logo on the side of a building when you say these words, yeah? One more time.
Yeah. TMF Group.
Beautiful. You see how everybody, you can feel when she emphasized like that, we go, ah, I know what that means. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Ooh, that sounds important. That sounds exciting, right? The emphasis is not just about understanding, but it's also about this, which is what I call the golden rule of speaking. Make them understand and make them care. Yeah, it's not just enough to make us understand. We have to care about what you're talking about. To make us care, you have to care and you have to put some effort and some energy. And when you emphasize, it does 2 things, makes us understand and makes us care. So very good job, Kelly. Really well done. Fantastic. Okay, who's next?
Thank you.
And they're asking in the chat, Ella is asking, normally in the presentation, my voice breaks like when you are about to cry. Do you have tips to avoid breaking your voice while the next volunteer is preparing?
So let me just read that. So that's about, let me just see. Do you have tips to avoid breaking your voice? Yes, I do, Ella. So Ella, if you are comfortable, would you mind if I do a bit of coaching with you? And if not, that's okay. Just tell me. That's okay. My mic is not working. Okay, no problem. So that's okay, Ella. So my tip for you is partially is the breathing, right? When we breathe into the belly, we have all the fuel that we need to stop our voice from cracking. Breath is the fuel of the voice. So if your car runs out of gas, what does it start doing? Like that, right? It starts not working properly. It breaks. Usually our voice breaks like it sounds like we're about to cry or we're nervous, partially because we are nervous, but also partially because we don't have enough breath. So Ella, what I really suggest is do a lot of breath work. So before your presentation, do 3 minutes of just deep, deep breathing work. This will give you the fuel you need. And then the other thing is, usually our voice breaks when we're either too high up here or too low down here. So try to find maybe a more comfortable pitch for yourself, right? So there's two things you can do. One is just have enough breath. And also this will calm you down and make your body less nervous. And the other is try to find a nice pitch for you. Not too high and not too low, right? Somewhere in the middle. Does that answer your question?
And next.
Okay,
yeah,
you're welcome. Yeah. Who's next? Who wants some coaching?
You can
I'd love to volunteer.
Okay. Felipe, yes?
Hi.
Hey, thank you, Felipe. Give him a round of applause. Always brave to volunteer. Hello, Felipe. Welcome. Yes, please just tell me what Kelly did, your name, where you're from, what you do for work, and your company, and your favorite thing in the world.
Well, my name is Felipe Montoya. I'm from Colombia. I do have interest in blockchain, artificial intelligence. Currently, I'm working on my own entrepreneurship here. But I made business rounds in San Francisco and in New York currently. So yeah, that is my main interest. That is who I am. Thank you.
Fantastic. Nice job. Thank you, Felipe. So I want to mention something. So yeah, again, really nice, strong voice. I got some nice confidence from you. I got some nice openness. He seems like a nice guy too, right? We want to talk to him. We want to hear more from him. You know, nice smile, nice kind of open personality. It's really good. Another thing that you can try to do on Zoom just is be warm, like smile, be nice, be friendly, because people want to listen to people that they like. And usually we like people who are being nice to us and friendly, right? So very good job on that. One technical thing, Felipe, are you able to raise your camera up to your eye level?
Yeah, kind of.
So all of a sudden, just that adjustment, everybody can see that, right? All of a sudden, that's better. Just that little adjustment. It would be even better if we can go higher, but that's okay for now, right? So just think that little adjustment tells a whole different story, right? Because if I'm like this, it looks like we're face-to-face making eye contact. But if I just go like this, it's a totally different story, right? It looks like you don't have my full attention. Like, yeah, you're okay, but I want to get back to this thing right here, right? But then when I do this, all of a sudden there's connection there, right? So just that little bit is so important. So good job. Thank you, Felipe. But another thing I want to talk about is what we call upspeak. Do you know what upspeak is?
No, I would love to know.
Upspeak is when at the end of our sentence, we go up in our voice, but it's not a question, right? So usually in English, when we ask a question, we say, isn't that right? And our voice goes up like that. But what many people do, including myself, but many young people across the world, we go up at the end of the sentence, even if it's not a question. And that can be confusing, and it actually takes away from our authority and our confidence. So Felipe, what I heard was, my name is Felipe, and I'm from Colombia, right? And everybody does this. So don't feel embarrassed, because every single person I work with has this problem if they're under the age of 40. So what I want you to try is this. My name is Felipe, and I'm from Colombia. Can you try that?
My name is Felipe, and I'm from Colombia.
Now I want you to clap, and I want you to go down on your sentence, because this clap will make it, it will give you that emphasis that you want, yeah? And it'll give you that authority. My name is Felipe, and I am from Colombia. Yeah, can you try that?
Okay, my name is Felipe, and I'm from Colombia.
Beautiful, very good. Everybody hear the authority. So we have the nice guy, but we also have the strong, powerful leader, right? We also have somebody who can delegate, somebody who can, for example, you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yes, I consider myself, yeah.
Yes. Sometimes as an entrepreneur, you have to make people like you. You have to be open. You have to be kind. But sometimes you have to make hard decisions. You have to be a leader. You have to delegate to your team, right? So you already have a great warm personality, but I also want to add the confidence and the authority. So tell me about your company again, and go down at the end of your sentences. Yeah, try again.
Okay, it's a blockchain-based company.
What? Sorry, what based?
Blockchain.
Blockchain,
yeah, but blockchain.
Sorry,
blockchain coding, backend, some sort of backend.
Yeah. I don't know this word, I think.
Blockchain. It's like
blockchain.
Sorry. Okay. Blockchain. Okay, good. Then that's a pronunciation issue we have. So we want to have blockchain.
Blockchain.
And make it two different words. Blockchain.
Blockchain. Okay.
Try to separate blockchain.
But they're joined.
I know, but unfortunately, it's what's called a compound word in English. Compound words are words that are joined, but they're actually two different words together. So for good speaking, we actually have to separate them. Blockchain, and then we can blockchain, and then we have a better chance to understand, and it also sounds better, right? Good. Try again.
My company is a blockchain based.
So sorry, two blockchain. So each has to have blockchain. Try that. Blockchain.
My startup is a blockchain company.
Yes, good. Beautiful. So this is really good for you, I think, Felipe, for two reasons. One is it gives you the authority. And another thing is you can do the clapping exercise for any word that you have trouble with in terms of the emphasis. So if there's a really long word like entrepreneurship and you go, oh, where's the emphasis? I don't know how to emphasize this word. What you do is you think, okay, how many syllables? Entrepreneurship. 5. Okay, where is the emphasis? Do you know, Felipe?
Entrepreneurship. Third one? No, this entrepreneurship. The second one. The last second.
I think it's number 4, right? Entrepreneurship. Yeah, it should be number 4. Yeah. So once you can go to Google and you just type in the word in Google and it will tell you how many syllables, and you can also hear the English pronunciation on Google, which is a really good tool. If you ever have a long word that you're unsure of, you just go to Google and type it in. But find out how many syllables and then what's the stress syllable. So number 4, and then you practice clapping and you go like this. Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship. And that will just train the pronunciation and the emphasis into you. Yes, very good job, Felipe. Practice that clapping, but really, really nice job. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Todd.
Hi, my name is Todd Florio. I'm an English teacher with Marstals. I teach business English with Marstals. And I just wanted to emphasize, Felipe, he's so right. I do this with my students all the time, especially if you're pretty good English speaker and you're usually speaking in your field. So people understand when you say blushing, but you're really not saying the words in a way that a native speaker can understand. Another Spanish speaker, another non-native speaker understands more easily. Sometimes you have to exaggerate a lot more than a native speaker does. So saying blockchain as 2 separate words makes it so, I mean, look, Will Greenblatt is a native speaker and he didn't understand several times. This happens a lot of the time. Yo hablo español todo el tiempo y he estado aquí en Colombia como 4 años, entonces intento como hablar como los colombianos. But sometimes I say words incorrectly or pronounce them a little bit wrong. Me too. And to give extra emphasis and exaggerate sometimes is the best way to make yourself understood.
Yeah, and thank you, Todd. And I totally agree. And I just want to say, I have this problem when I speak Spanish. I also speak French and Chinese. And, you know, my languages, all of these languages, I speak very badly, but I can communicate in them. But what learning them has taught me is that, yes, I have to speak harder. So, por ejemplo, si quiero hablar en español, necesito hablar más lentamente para entender. Eso, right? It's my vocabulary is bad, my grammar is bad, but I know if I slow down, you have a better chance to understand me. And then also what the slowing down does is it makes, as I said to Kelly, it makes it sound important. So if you say, my company is in blockchain, and you say like this, people go, ooh, that sounds exciting. But if you go, my company's in blockchain, people kind of go, I don't care. You know, the way that you feel and the way that you pronounce your words, not just for being understood, but also for making people feel something, right? If I told you I'm an actor and I teach entrepreneurs and business people how to teach, you kind of go, oh, that's kind of cool, maybe. But if I go, I'm an actor, we teach public speaking skills to entrepreneurs and business people and help them transform their careers. You know, all of a sudden you go, oh, wow, that sounds interesting, just because of the delivery, right? So the emphasis is another great way to do that. And all of you should think about this. When you say your name, your company's name, what's your industry, what you're interested in, your hobbies, your family, all of these important things. And if we actually make it even more precise, nouns, verbs, and adjectives. emphasize those nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Those are the important words, especially the nouns and the adjectives, right?
Yeah.
You know, names, key concepts, like the ideas. If you take out all the other words in English, you can still understand people with just nouns, verbs, and adjectives, right? Like if I'm like, go, do, big glass water, you can understand, you know, like you can more or less understand these words. And so those are the words that you have to start to emphasize. So yes, Todd.
I just wanted to add one specific thing for the Colombians and especially Bogotanos, because here in Bogota, in Spanish, it's very common to like mudar, to make mute the last hard consonant of a word. You don't, so nobody can say my name. When I say, hi, my name is Todd, even if I say mi nombre es Todd, y lo digo como Todd, la gente dice como Todd, Tor, Tom, Top, and they can't hear the last thing. When I taught one class for Marstals, they were people from healthcare, and they said, I work in healthcare. Healthcare es cuidar el infierno, como no quiere decir eso. So you have to really pronounce the end of the word healthcare when you're speaking the other language. So that's just to add it, because I know that you visited once, but to give it a little bit of perspective.
That's true. And even when I
speaking English, emphasize that last consonant.
Yes. And just emphasize everything in general. And that's why the reading out loud is so important. That's why the tongue twisters are so important, because you just start to get your mouth around the sounds of English. And as you're reading, yes, as Todd says, emphasize that last consonant. Emphasize those long words. Slow down, get louder, be stronger and bigger. And the last thing I want to leave you guys with is just do more than you think. Yeah? Be more energetic, be slower, be louder, be more powerful, be more excited, just bigger, 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 because this will just be so, it will just help people get excited about what you're talking about. We always think we have to be professional and serious, you know, serious webinar time. Don't worry about that. Be excited, do your work, be prepared, make a good slide deck, know your stuff. But once you're prepared, then smile and get excited and be loud and use your hands and use your face and use your voice and just do more than you think. And really, it's all about this. Make them understand and make them care. So I think I'm over the time already, but I just want to say, I'm going to send you guys this slide deck. It has my contact information if anybody has any questions, or you can follow me on social media. I post a lot about this kind of stuff, just, communication techniques, storytelling techniques, all this kind of stuff. So you can find me there. And I'll also share the recommendations and the slide deck with Marstals so they can distribute to you guys. I just want to open up for any questions or anything. I know you guys have to leave, but I just want to open that up.
Fantastic.
Really,
thank you.
Yeah, really so great for this invite. Thank you, Daniela, for sharing with this event. Really is a pleasure for me to join this event. Thank you.
Thank you,
Will.
Yeah.
Thank you for your.
And gracias a todos.
It was great. Do you constantly do these kind of courses online or something similar?
Yeah. Yes. So sometimes it's in different forms, but I'm working on doing more of these courses online, and also we're starting to create some video series as well to do this stuff. But yeah, I do a lot of this stuff. And Marstals and I are going to be working together to create more of this content, especially for the Latin American market.
Wonderful.
Great. Yeah.
Will,
thank you guys. Gracias.
Will,
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry, I would like to know if you have any suggestion about managing workshops through Zoom, because if you can share that, because it's different when we are managing a presentation. Is the difference? What kind of tools we can use for workshops, because we are planning to use workshops as a way to train in the company, and I think.
Yeah. Certainly. Did we lose Jimenez?
Maybe something.
Okay. Well, Jimenez, if you can hear me, I'll share anyways. The important thing about the workshop, it's the same skills, except you just have to be able to give up the the speaking to somebody else, and then you have to be able to grab the speaking again. So it's the same techniques as this, what we're working on today. Be excited, you know, give people the energy. If you're hosting a workshop, you have to start with energy. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. And be very clear. Okay, now I'm going to ask Daniela to do this, you know. Oh, sorry, can you tell me this? I would like to ask everyone to turn on your cameras. Everybody, please take 5 minutes and do this. You have to just be very, very clear what you want people to do. If they have to click something on their computer, if they have to go to an email, explain every little step to them. Okay, go to your Google Chrome and open it, and then go to your Gmail, and then go to the email that I sent you, which is titled this. You know, people need to really be explained every tiny step. That's just how human beings are. We need to have our hands held and explained. So those are my main tips for workshop is same energy, you know, give people the energy and be very clear about who is talking, what you want them to do, very clear instructions, and just, yeah, give them energy. You know, whenever you're talking, it's your responsibility for the energy in the room. Engage them, ask questions, ask people questions by name. You notice sometimes today, if I ask for volunteer, nobody stands up, and then I go, David, and then he goes, oh, I have to volunteer now. And then David starts talking. It's always good. Use people's names and really engage them. Yeah, and think about, for workshops too, think about writing exercises they can do so it's not always people talking. Think about music you can play in the background to give an ambiance if you want. And think about breakout groups so that it's not just, you know, one room altogether. Today is only 1 hour, but if I ever do a webinar that's like longer than 2 hours or 2.5 hours, I always try to do breakout rooms so that there's some change. Just think about the change in the environment. Hope that helps.
Pretty helpful assistance. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Felipe. And thank you, everybody. And thank you, Daniela, Ulrich, and Todd for having me.
Thank you.
Voy a cambiar otra vez a español, entonces. Muchas gracias a todos que participaron, que estuvieron esta tarde de viernes con nosotros. Veo muchos que ya nos conocen, los que no nos conocen, pues desde Marstals, como compañía colombo-danesa, queremos irles trayendo cada vez pues más de estos workshops en inglés. Este es nuestro primer experimento en inglés en Colombia, así que muchísimas gracias a todos por participar. Ahí está con nosotros también Todd, nuestro instructor de Business English, y Will, que muy pronto estaremos trabajando para traerles muchas más cosas aquí a Colombia. Nos alegra que les haya gustado. Yo después les envío la grabación y la presentación. Thank you, Will, so much for your time, and you're more than welcome to come and visit us one day.
Please, I can't wait until Bogota is open again and I can come back. And all of Colombia. And I never went to Cali, so I still need to see Cali and some other places in Colombia.
Ali, great.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Welcome.
Okay, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Gracias a todos por invitarme.
Espero verlos nuevamente de parte de Marstals. Muchas gracias. Chao, chao a
Dani,
todos.
muchas gracias.
Bye.
Daniela, Ulrich, chao.
Ciao.